Today we're up here in Southwest Oregon. I'm with Gary Sturgill, and we're trying to find a spot to prospect because we want to high bank today. And if we can find the right spot, I really got something to show you. You can tell right here someone's been digging. Definite indication that someone's been here before. I see a likely big rock and I want to take a look under. So let's go and take a look. For those of you that want to see how the Pyramid Pro Pan really works, go to episode 22 on the prospecting channel and have a good look. Let's get rid of all that light debris. Don't need that. Okay, let's see if we got anything to show. Oh, I'm starting to see it. Oh, there we are. There we are. Over in that left-hand corner there. So I think that we're going to set up here, and today we're going to show you a new way of recovering fine gold with a high banker.
Dennis uses a 2x4 to stabilize the legs so that the high banker remains balanced during use.
Okay. The cleanup trough is two-pieced. It opens up like this. As you can see, we have special matting at the top. It starts with raised rubber ribbing. Raised rubber ribbing is there to show us that if we're getting gold, because when you get gold in my system, you cannot see it because the gold buries itself deep within these two pieces here. That's the special matting, and this is the clean gold part, which is magnetic, by the way. Now we're going to lock it down to the stand. This is a 500-gallon pump. It's very small. The reason we can use a small pump like this is that this is essentially a riffless system, so we don't need a lot of punch power like you do with a riffle. Attach this up here. This particular pump doesn't draw very much amperage, so this will run it pretty much for the day. Now we're going to connect it up because we have to adjust the water flow.
Leg heights are tuned to allow even water flow over the sluice.
How's that front there?
Looks good to me.
Now the next thing you want to do, especially with any kind of matting where you have air bubbles, gold cannot get past the pressure of these bubbles that are inside the little traps in this matting. So we want to take all these bubbles out. You can use your fingers, or you can use some kind of a rake or whatever it takes, but get those bubbles out of there. This is magnetite. This is the dreaded magnetite that everybody tries to get rid of. Because this is a magnetic system, we actually thrive on magnetite. It's what we use to catch the gold. And so we're going to charge up the clean gold part of this right now. And the reason I'm charging it up like this is that there's not that much black sand in the soil here. There is some, but it's not that much. So it's a lot quicker and more expedient for us to bring our own magnetite and pre-charge it first. Here we go. You can get your own magnetite out of most gravels and sands. Not all places have it, but if you sluice and instead of trying to get rid of it, save it, you can process it dry like this and then use it as a charger for your clean gold magnetic system. Now you can see here, we're just going to pre-charge it. You can do it natural, but like I say, here we don't have that much black sand, so we're saving some time by doing it ourselves.
How come that looks like it's turning into a mat?
Well, it is, Gary. If you notice, if you look real close, it looks like corduroy pants. And that's because of the magnetic lines. There's several thousand magnetic lines that run through this here. Unlike normal sluices, this is actually a three-dimensional unit. The reason why is if you are running a regular type of sluice or high banker, when your material gets into the sluice, it'll lay down on a flat surface. If I could cut this in half and show it to you on an angle, you could see that this is actually about 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick. And because of that, when the gold hits the magnetite, it doesn't lay down on the surface like it does on normal sluices. It goes underneath, and you can't see it. And all the heavy materials collect underneath. Now, another unique thing about this is, once we have used the magnetite to charge it up, like you see here, it no longer will take any more. So therefore, we could dump 100% magnetite on this all day long and it won't clog. And this is why you can work under 100% black sand, like let's say beach, and you won't have to worry about clogging or continually cleaning out through the day. Up here, we have what you would call a spray bar system. This is an enclosed spray bar system. What this has in it is basically a PVC pipe that has various size holes drilled in it, and that feeds the water that comes from the pipe here that's down to the pump down below.
How far do you have to crack the ball valve on that to get the flow that you need?
If you look at the head where the waterfall's coming off of there on the end, that's generally the speed I go at. How it breaks down into quarts per second, I couldn't exactly tell you. But one of the unique parts of this system is if you're an amateur and you haven't got it set right, it has a lot of forgiving. So you can maybe not dial it in, but you can be around the dial and you'll have good results. The slick plate is a staging area where you put your concentrates or gravels, and it gives time for the water to separate the heavies from the lighter material. Now, because this is a three-dimensional, I'll call it a three-dimensional system, which means that the stuff also sinks down instead of just being on a flat surface, I have here a 3-inch strip of raised rubber ribbing. Now, one of the nice parts of raised rubber ribbing in a system is that it'll expose to you how much gold you have right away. So therefore, I have it there as what I call an indicator strip. So I can look down and say, oh, I'm getting gold, or this is not a good spot. Now this matting here is very good up to a point. If you're working in normal river conditions, which we're pretty much into here, this will gather probably most of the material without even reaching the second part of this sluice. But let's say we are working under heavy black sand conditions like you find on beaches and certain rivers. This will start to fall off, and this part here, the clean gold part, will start to pick up. Clean gold generally starts to work very well between 80 grit on down to infinite size. And so between the both of them, they're kind of synergetic. One will cover the other and the other covers that. The bottom line is nothing comes out the end. And that's for 1/4 inch down material. This is what this system's designed for, 1/4 inch down. And you could say, well, what about the big nuggets? It happens to be a fact that maybe 2 to 3% of the entire gold on the planet are nugget forms. And the rest of it is 1/4 inch down. And if you're worried so much about losing that elusive nugget or picker, I'll just run a metal detector over the top at the end of the day of my pile, and it'll tell me within moments whether I lost that elusive pick. But considering that we are going to pre-classify this material through a 1/4 inch screen, I'm not going to worry too much about it. because if it is a 1/4 inch, it will stay in this system.
We've classified down to a 1/4 inch. Is the 1/4 inch rock minus coming down through this tray going to disturb any of this on the Clean Gold's part?
You can run 1 2-inch rock through this. You just can't bombard it. But one of the pluses of running an occasional inch or two cobble through it is it actually pushes the material deeper into the magnetite. Remember, this magnetite is only a collector. Your real gold and platinum or whatever that is heavy is going underneath this.
Let's get to digging.
Let's do it. Whoop, sorry, Gary.
No worries. Gotta get wet to find gold.
Oop, big one. You don't need that. How are you filling up on the 5-gallon bucket?
Probably about a third. Yeah, about a third, almost a half.
Oh, we got a ways to go yet. Is that working easy for you, Gary?
Heck yeah.
Good, good.
Works good.
Yeah, I think we got almost a half a bucket on here, so it should be enough to give a run and see if we got anything.
Oh yeah, and I'd rather pack a half of one than a full one any day.
You're right on that.
Just a little less than a half a 5-gallon bucket of about a 1/8 minus.
When we feed the concentrates, we feed it wet. Do not feed dry or semi-dry. You will lose gold. This system here is capable of 10 to 20 pounds a minute. So it's not that slow. It may be small, but it's not that slow. The light materials, which are generally your quartz and other things that are involved with gold, are going to float through here. Now the advantage of this system is if you're in heavy black sands, if this matting breaks down and can't handle it any longer, the Clean Gold system will, because it runs on magnetite. And that's completely unique. So you don't have to worry, because it only takes what it needs to run, and the rest is rejected, no matter how much black sand you put into the system.
So the magnet down here only has enough power to hold on just what you need, and everything else
That's
just
it.
goes on by.
It's bye-bye for everything else.
It's working pretty good, Dennis. So if somebody was interested in purchasing one of these, where would they go?
Well, the first thing I would suggest is to go to my website, which is fossicers.com, and you go under sluices, and you'll find all the different models. I make a model from a small piece called the Prospector, which is 8 inches by 8 inches. We'll see that working here a little later, all the way up to 24 inches. Like I said before, the cleanup trough here is capable of 10 to 20 pounds a minute of black sand if that's necessary. My 10-inch model will do 1,000 pounds an hour. My 16-inch model will do 1 ton an hour, and my 24 will do 2 tons an hour.
Hey Dennis, I see you got a little white bag on your pump down there.
Oh,
How's
yeah.
that working for you?
Very good. Those are very good. They're a real lifesaver. If you don't use some kind of a filter on your pump in a recirculation system, you'll find that eventually your spray bar, which is up in here, or spray bars that are on any kind of an outfit, will start clogging. And when they clog, you got to take them all apart, clean it, put it back together again, and start running. With this here, all I got to do is just fluff this bag a little bit like this, and any debris is gone. Also have bags that'll fit on dredges for your flip valve.
Okay, you
Yeah.
can get those also on fossicker.com?
Yeah, these come off of fossicker.com. I got 3 different sizes you can order. You get 2 in each little bag that I send you. Okay, I'm not gonna have all the fun here. I'm gonna pass this over to you, Gary, so you can try this out as well.
Just let the water do the work. Okay, we're right down at the last little bit of this. Let me get some water in there and get that out for you.
Actually, Gary, that's the creme de la creme.
Oh yeah.
Sorry
everything
for my
works
bad French.
everything works its way to the bottom.
As you know, gold is between 16.1 and 19.2, I believe, in heaviness. And that pretty much dwarfs everything, including black sand. So when you're at the bottom of your concentrates, that's generally some of your richest slurry. Let's have a look down on our indicator strip here. I see gold.
Yeah, there's gold, 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 gold.
Yeah, a lot of that's even past 100 mesh.
Thought I was at the beach for a moment.
Yeah, it's almost that size, right? Okay, now we're going to take that magnetite and clean that off of here. I'm going to take this scraper here, and I'm going to take all the magnetite off of my sluice. Now we got our concentrates, and we want to break this down. And we're going to use a device that's called the prospector. This is the prospector. Get this other piece here. This is 8 inches by 8 inches. This is the gold pan of the clean gold world. Here's the concentrates that we got off the cleanup trough. And now I'm going to break it down with the prospector. All right, let's see what we got from our day's effort here. Now, if I see a little piece go down here, I see a little piece of gold go here, as my water goes forward, I just push it back up into the pile. As we have the water go up and pull back on the black sand, we are not getting as much as we did beginning. The reason why is, as you work black sand, it compacts, and it kind of creates a false bedrock. So you need to break the tension. Now, all you got to do is take your forefinger and lightly run it over the surface of your black sand like this, and now continue. Do you see all the black sand coming out of there now? See, we broke the tension. That's my tip for you today. We're showing something for our efforts, which makes me happy. Okay, now we got all this here. Remember, this black sand is nothing in there, so let's get rid of that. Now, if you notice, this is not going anywhere. You know, a lot of people, they gasp when I take the pan and turn it like this, thinking that they're going to lose the gold. But because you've done it slowly and the water is drained away, you create a convection that makes your concentrates cling to the pan. So therefore, I'm going to do this just for demonstration reasons. I can turn it upside down. We're all done with that. You can see that we have very fine gold. We have anywhere between 40 mesh to maybe 150 mesh.
For more information on clean gold, contact fossikers.com or the telephone number on your screen.